ईडी को लुटेरा डकैती करके हमारा इंफॉर्मेशन ले रहा है। बंगाल में हम जीतेंगे जो भी कर ले।
You're seeing what is happening to MPs. All our MPs have been picked up. Stop! Come on. Come on. No.
Mamta Banerjee बड़े बहादुर आप सच आप टाइगर्स सकर एम मुकाबले बड़े ठीक पर 17 ने पानों हथियार की.
The entire action of the Chief Minister is not only unethical, irresponsible, unconstitutional, but she has put the entire democratic process and governance to shame.
TMC has come to mean too much corruption, and now the TMC MPs are staging a protest. What are they staging a protest against? They are staging a protest against action on corruption. She goes and obstructs the investigation, takes away the files, does evidence chori. What was the evidence that was taken away by Mamata Banerjee? Should she not be answerable?
Viewers, good evening. Let's dive straight into the heart of a political Mahabharata that's unfolding right before our eyes. You saw a glimpse of that. What you see today should have been done even yesterday. What do I mean when I say that? Mamta marching in protest in Kolkata, TMC MPs sitting in protest in Delhi. This is how protests are done. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee pitting herself against the might of the central probe agencies, sparking a debate on the very foundations of our democracy. But what happened yesterday was a dangerous spectacle, viewers, where defiance trumps duty and the real casualty is the rule of law we all hold dear. Today, Mamata Banerjee led a massive protest march through the streets of Kolkata. Pictures on your screen, rallying thousands against what her party calls the misuse of agencies by the Modi government. But this time, just a day after, she barged into the private residence during an enforcement directorate raid linked to a coal smuggling case. Even the Calcutta High Court judge had to walk out amid the chaos in the courtroom. The matter is now adjourned. Viewers, nothing, absolutely nothing justifies an elected leader interfering in the work of enforcement agencies. If mindless defiance becomes the norm, what happens next? Have you thought of it? Imagine the Aam Aadmi, all of us, following this template. Obstructing police, blocking municipal officers, or defying any authority in the name of vendetta, bias, prejudice, etc. Chaos and anarchy would swallow our streets. Viewers, I want to delve deeper into the chilling implications of this defiance. If people start blocking police raids or investigations, citing political vendetta, just like in the Mamta case, what happens? If every suspected criminal supporters barge in during arrests, police operations will come to a grinding halt. If communities resort to vigilante justice, then mob rule will replace the rule of law. Viewers, imagine residents physically stopping demolition teams from, tearing down illegal structures, claiming harassment by the government. We just witnessed shades of that in Delhi, where police team was attacked. Stone pelting happened. Viewers, if drivers block traffic police from issuing fines, what would happen? There would be gridlock. Imagine a traffic policeman comes to you, tells you that, look, you're in the wrong and you must pay a fine. And then you pull out the vendetta card and just run away, or maybe argue with him. If businesses and individuals start obstructing income tax rates or GST inspections, echoing, claims of misuse, abuse, what have you, what would happen? Viewers, when leaders set examples of defiance, it emboldens the people. It erodes trust in institutions. Democracy thrives on accountability, not anarchy. Viewers, in this ugly political war, only democracy is hurt. This is not about BJP or TMC winning or having an upper hand. Democracy is losing every minute. Democracy is bleeding. If elected leaders can defy the law with impunity, how can we expect citizens to uphold it? Sample the reactions.
এবং যা করেছি আমি কোনো অন্যায় করিনি। তুমি আমায় খুন করতে এসছো, আমার আত্মরক্ষা করার অধিকার আছে। চোরের মতো কেন এসছো? তুমি চুরি করে সব মানুষের এসআইআর এর ডাটা তুলে নিয়ে যাচ্ছিলে। তুমি আমাকে জেলে ভরবে, আমি তোমাকে সারা পৃথিবীতে ভরে দেবো। সুস্থ বাঘের থেকেও আহত বাঘ আরো ভয়ঙ্কর। লজ্জা করে না কান কাটা দোকান কাটার দল, জুমলা পার্টি, ঝামেলার পার্টি, হামলাকারী পার্টি, অত্যাচারী পার্টি, অনাচারী পার্টি, দুরাহারি পার্টি, দুরাচারী পার্টি, ব্যভিচারী পার্টি, স্বৈরাচারী পার্টি। কিন্তু ভ্যানিশ কুমার যদি ভোট ভ্যানিশ করে দেয় তাহলে বলবো না কেন? আপনি কি ম্যাজিশিয়ান? জনগণ ঠিক করবে কাকে ভোট দেবে, না আপনি বিজেপিকে ইলেকশনে জেতাবার জন্য সব নাগরিকদের অধিকার কেড়ে নিচ্ছেন? নাগরিকদের অধিকার কেড়ে নিলে আপনার অধিকারও আমরা কেড়ে নেব।
Let's open this up. Sanju Verma, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Tushar Gupta, political analyst. Dr. Vikram Singh, former DGP Uttar Pradesh. Faizan Kidwai, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Nikhil Jain, Professor Monojit Mondal, Siddharth Sharma, national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Dr. Vikram Singh, I'm sure you must have, seen what's going on, what happened yesterday. I want to put you in a spot. If you were the Kolkata Police Commissioner, or say you were the DGP there, the West Bengal DGP, and the Chief Minister asked you for your advice that, listen, there is a raid going on in that building. I have some papers there. I want to go. Please come along. Let's go and bring those files back. What would you have told her or him, any chief minister, making this kind of a request?
Good evening, Pranesh, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there are requests that come that are legal, illegal, and that are grey. Legal requests, no problem. Grey request, I tell them the rule of law does not allow this to happen, and this could have been done in a better manner. Those that are brazenly illegal and they come by the dozen, it is the job of the DGP, because apart from being the police head of the department, he is also the advisor to the governor and the chief minister. It's his duty to tell them that the law does not allow you to do a thing like that. ED, the CBI, and other agencies are mandated to search, seize, and in case of ED, Section 70, Section 63 of the PMLA Prevention Money Laundering Act, they are operational. And to go against them, you automatically, if you choose to do so and go personally or otherwise, then you would be liable to be prosecuted under 208 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, forward 201 of the IPC, obstructing public service of duty 332 and 121(2). Now, it is easier said than done. Now, what could have possibly been done, Pranesh, is that the ED could even now
No,
register
sir.
a
We
case.
will talk about what will happen next. But, for a moment, think I am that chief minister and you are the DGP. So I am not very pleased with your response, and I am insisting that please, Dr. Singh, accompany me to the building. The election strategy of my party is there in a file. It is of utmost importance. I cannot allow the ED team to take it away. That will mean I will lose the polls. The polls are around the corner.
Now, Honorable Chief Minister, it's my painful duty to advise you that there is no way that you can or anybody can enter when the searches are on. Everything is being videographed. If there is something incriminating, well, there is no way that you can get it. You will land up in a bigger mess than what you are in now, as you say.
But
And
Dr. Singh, I am
reason,
the chief minister of the state. This is my state. Who can stop me? How dare anyone stop me?
Pranesh, you are the chief minister. You are not the almighty. Let me tell you, I wouldn't have used these words, but everybody has to respect the rule of law and not transgress the rule of law. And what good is the DGP if he does not prevent the CM from making such a gross and heinous errors in terms of breaking the rule of law? I mean, the DGP and the police commissioner have allowed Mamta Gandhi to enter into a booby trap, and has landed her in a terrible mess. Now,
Dr.
just
Singh,
for a moment.
Dr. Singh, are you saying this because, you know, you are secretly in touch with the BJP?
BJP, surely you must allow me to have some grey cells in my mind. At the fag end of my life, if I had been cozying around the BJP, I would have got something myself 15 or 20 years ago, not now, when I'm on the sitting in my waiting lounge, waiting for my flight to come. Being patriotic and respecting the rule of law does not mean that I'm cozying up to BJP or any other political party, much as many people would like to believe. But don't think for a moment that I'm scared to say that I love this party and that party. The fact of the matter is, I don't belong to any party and I am politically neutral.
I didn't mean to offend you, Dr. Singh, but you see, if you resist the request of the Chief Minister would have to ask, why are you not listening to me? Why are you telling me not to go there? I am sorry if you were not pleased with the question. I just wanted to paint a picture for our viewers how these things happen, or should not have happened actually. Professor Mondal was smiling during our conversation. I am sure, Professor Mondal, if you were the DGP, you would have gone to the CM to say, let's go, madam.
First, let me ask this very senior DGP, Mr. Bikram Singh. I have been debating with him for the last 8 years. Very humble question, sir. I am giving you the names of the people who are accused by CBI and ED. Shubhendu Adhikari, Narayan Rane, Ajit Pawar, Hemanta Biswa Sharma, and the list goes on. Do you, sir, think that ED should also go to their houses? And if yes, when do you ask the ED to go there? Just humble question. Please answer this question.
Very good question. And I would like to say my priority will be set by me and not by my political friends. I take all advice, but my priority would be whom to attack when and whom to search when is the thing that I will decide, not my political friends. One. Number two, there are priorities. People ask me, why do you not pick upon the other MLAs and MPs?
Let him answer. Professor Mondal, you've asked him a question.
I have 50 cases, like a doctor has 50 patients. First come, first served, either that can be a priority list or one that is extremely urgent and important. The names you say may not figure in the priorities of the investigating agencies, but my one-liner again would be, justice must not only be done, but must seem to be done, and equality before law. That should always be observed, so that such questions do not arise. Pranesh, I did not answer the last part of a question, which I'd like to take just 15 seconds on that. There have been occasions when I had to advise and give the unpleasant advice, which was not taken kindly. And then, 3 months before my retirement, I had to go to a different post. And you have to pay for the price that you give an honest advice. Well, you are there for the advice not to stick to a chair so that you retire or even die in harness. That is not expected of an upright DGP.
Right. Now, what Professor Mondal was trying to get at was that because these individuals that he named, law enforcement agencies are, going slow, soft on them, that allows a chief minister to do what we saw in Kolkata. Well, Professor Mondal, it doesn't work like that. Nothing on this planet, nothing, sir, nothing justifies the elected chief minister or any political leader to barge in where a raid is taking place.
What does ED have to say when there is no case against a company which is contracted with the Trinamool Congress, goes in the wee hours of the morning without any notice to search for documents, whereas the money is lying in the houses of these 4 accused? I'm charging again, and this BJP's DGP, I now call him BJP's DGP, quite salutiously.
Don't do this, Professor Mondal. Let's not get personal, please. You can have disagreements, but to call people names, BJP, DGP, that is not right. That's not right, sir. 1 minute. He's been a decorated officer. Sir. Please do not behave like Nikhil Jain was behaving the other day. Nikhil eventually apologized. So that's my advice to you, sir. Please. Now, we can have a passionate debate, but let's not cross that, red line.
Chatting about morality. He was talking about his political neutrality. I just put a simple question. 36,000 crores ka gotala for him doesn't come in the priority list. And what if there is no case against IPAC? That comes in the priority list of this
Sir,
BJP
what I was
policy.
doing at the beginning of the show was an exercise just to paint a picture. He is not the current DGP or the ED chief or the CBI chief. आप तो भावनाओं में बह गए. He can't decide. Professor Mondal, professor hai aap. Do you not understand an example? Yesterday you were on the show and you said, Rottweiler ED. When I said, are you comparing agencies to dogs? You said this is a metaphor. You can't distinguish between an example. 1 minute. Now calm down. Calm down. Faizan Kidwai, Professor Mondal bol rahe hain, the ED team came in the wee hours. Timing. दिल्ली में पुलिस टीम पे अटैक हो गया, डेमोलिशन करने गए थे वो, बोला मिडनाइट में आ गए. What are these things that we are hiding behind?
Good evening, Pranesh. Good evening to you and to the fellow panel. See, a lot of things have to be spoken to explain what Bharatiya Janata Party and its puppet ED is doing. First of all, I salute the brave Mamata Banerjee, the Sherni of Bengal, for giving a tight punch to the solar plexus of BJP and its puppet ED, whom the Honorable Supreme Court has also said it's violating India's federal structure. See, ED wanted to steal from TMC the election blueprints, hand it over to BJP so that BJP can gain electorally, because BJP knows it is not going to win. So this was a violation of Article 19. And Mamata Banerjee is somebody who's very, very strong. She made a jhalumuri of this BJP ED poisonous sandwich dhokla. And that's for everybody to see how ED has been functioning under Mr. Narendra Modi, how the opposition party members are targeted, and opposition has to stand up. I salute Mamata Banerjee. First of all. Second, Pranesh, it should also be kept in mind that BJP is so pathetic.
Mr. Kidwai, 1 minute. You can salute Mamata Banerjee. 1 minute, sir. Even I salute Mamata Banerjee. You know, she's come up the ranks. She's not had it easy. But you don't salute her for the wrong reasons. You can, salute her for her grit, for standing up to, the powers that be, etc. Are you saluting the Chief Minister for entering the private residence where a raid was taking place?
First of all, that company works for Mamata Banerjee for the election planning and everything. So she has all the right to be there.
No,
Take
sir.
her personal belongings.
No.
Yes, sir.
Just because a company works for the Chief Minister's, party does not mean the Chief Minister can go in when the raids are taking place. Now, if all of you don't understand the basics of how the Constitution worked, how will you save the Constitution? That is my greater worry.
Understand how the
Nikhil, I'll come to
Constitution
you.
works.
Nikhil, I'll come to you. You see, Faizan bhai, look, I don't mean 1 minute, sir, 1 minute. You were going fine, but then you said, I want to salute her. Don't salute her for the wrong reasons, please.
Reasons, sir. I am not saluting her for the wrong reasons. Now, Pranesh, I am giving you this piece of information to your viewers through your channel that BJP is so pathetic that it's not only targeting the opposition members, but it is also jeopardizing the lives through ED of innocent Indians just to please its rich corporates. This puppet of Bharatiya Janata Party has filed a case against the climate activist Harjeet Singh because he's pushing for fossil fuel non-proliferation treaty. And if this thing goes through, this threatens the massive coal and petrochemical expansion plans of Adani. So for the sake of Adani, Narendra Modi is targeting
for the sake of, for the sake of the Almighty. 1 minute. Faizan Kidwai, for the sake of the Almighty, read before you, start talking anything. 1 minute. This corporate that you are talking about met the Bengal Chief Minister in August last year. Just August, that is just one instance. Gautam Adani met Mamta Banerjee. This is just one instance. Rahul Gandhi was at a meeting, at a gathering where Adani was present. So what is this corporate and, crony capitalism that all of you talk about? If you have such a problem with Gautam Adani or any other corporate, pass a resolution, don't do business with them, but you will abuse them and then sign deals with them. Doesn't work like this. Please, just Google if you type Mamta plus Adani, you will have instances. आप करके देख लीजिए और अगर मैं झूठ बोल रहा हूं तो वो भी बता दीजिएगा. संजू वर्मा, Why is the Modi government misusing agencies, forcing elected, chief ministers to resort to this? आपकी गलती है.
Pranesh, while Article 245 and 246 of the Constitution, the delineation of powers between the center and the states have been very explicitly detailed, and Enforcement Directorate, when it functions, using the powers available to it under the PMLA Act of 2002 and 2005, while the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act of 2018 or the FEMA dating back to 1999, the Enforcement Directorate is simply following the rule book as detailed in the Indian Constitution. So by calling the ED illegal and unconstitutional, Mamata Banerjee is actually undermining the institutions and the very democratic ethos that she says she's upholding. She's actually undermining that very democratic ethos. That's my point number one. My point number two is this. আমার সাথে খেলতে গেলে আমি যে খেলাতে খেলবো সে খেলে তোমরা আমাকে ধরতে পারবে না আমাকে আঘাত করলে আমি সারা ভারতবর্ষে ফিরিয়ে দেব This is the language of Mamata Banerjee saying if anyone dares to touch me or my party I will create an upheaval in India. This is not the language of a sitting chief minister. This is the language of a sadak chap, thug or a goon. And my third point is this. When the Partha Chatterjee SSC recruitment scam broke out, Mamata Banerjee said, who is Partha Chatterjee? He was the education minister in her cabinet. When Anubrata Mandal was arrested for cattle smuggling and he was the Bahubali of Birbhum, Mamata Banerjee said, Arey, Anubrata Mandal kaun hai? Mujhe to pata nahi. Abhishek Banerjee went knocking on the doors of the Kolkata High Court and Supreme Court saying FIR against him should be quashed in the cash for job scam and the coal scam. The Supreme Court said nothing doing, rule of the law will prevail. So my limited point and my third point is this. From Partha Chatterjee to Anubrata Mandal to Abhishek Banerjee, Mamata Banerjee's nephew, they have not covered themselves in glory. And my fourth point is this. There is a company called Eastern Coalfields Limited. Very quickly in 20 seconds. The coal from this company has been stolen and the coal from Eastern Coalfields is being sold illegally to factories in Purulia, Bardhaman and Bankura. Who owns these factories, Pranesh? These factories are owned by a man called Deepak Agarwal, who is the MD and CEO and the Karta Dharta of Shakhambari Ispat.
But, my case is that even if these facts are not true, I mean, even if, this was not the case, nothing justifies this, barging in by the chief minister like this. Professor Mondal, I know you want to respond, but sir, there are many people who haven't spoken. Just 1 minute, Professor Mondal, 1 minute. Nikhil, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, your, tallest leader in West Bengal, he said the chief minister is in the wrong. Why are the, senior leaders in Delhi silent about this? All of you claim to save Samvidhan. Take a position.
Pranesh, for the Chief Minister to barge in while a raid of an investigative agency is happening, I think it is indeed objectionable, as DGP Vikram Singh has already told on your show. But then let us also look at this very agency that we're talking about, the Enforcement Directorate, crossing all limits. This is not me, this is the Supreme Court of India. Why are you fighting political battles using the ED? Again, not me, the Supreme Court of India. This is the same agency which has managed to convict only 2 people out of the 193 politicians it has filed cases against since Modi ji came to power. That is a conviction rate less than 10% of what you see in other IPC crimes or other crimes for that matter. Now, ED is practically functioning as the election department of a political party, and my friend from the BJP can come in and quote all sorts of fancy articles from the constitutions or names of statutes without there being any relevance of quoting them. First of all, there is no PMLA 2005 Act. The PMLA 2002 Act is the only act. There were amendments after that. Secondly, Articles 245 and 246
the original act is, the original act is, was brought in by the UPA. It happened under the UPA. Nikhil, it happened under the UPA. 1 minute. You said, I'm glad that, at least you're saying that the Chief Minister's action is objectionable. You can't just barge in. So it's a departure from what we hear from Nikhil Jain. Here he is taking a principled stand. I'm glad. obviously this is not a sign of अच्छे दिन, but you know, exception है ये. मुझे अब ये बताइए, अब आप, you know, things that you were saying about ED. When the ED was probing the Aam Aadmi Party leaders in Littergate, Congress Party was claiming credit कि हमने complaint शुरू किया था. Mr. Markan had written the first letter demanding a probe. तभी ED suspect नहीं था, ED action. Nikhil, when it suits you, ED is fair. When it doesn't, you know, ED is a political tool.
No, Pranesh, it is, I am not saying ED is a political tool. It is the Supreme Court of India that is saying that the ED is a political tool. Of course, I do echo the belief of the Supreme Court of India. And let us look at the conviction rates. No, 5,892 cases since 2015.
1 minute. Any probe agency, 1 minute. Investigations, as I know, and you are an advocate, obviously you know more, I suppose. Any investigation does not come with any warranty card कि हम आपको probe कर रहे हैं तो आपका conviction होगा ही. That is the real vendetta. अगर vendetta ही करना रहता तो फिर वो, you know, they would fix things. So if you have nothing to hide, submit yourself like any law-abiding citizen to the law enforcement agencies. Tushar, is that too much to ask?
No, absolutely not. And every time the same lobby comes up with, oh, the Supreme Court said this about ED, that about ED, their conviction rate, their acquittal rate. The Supreme Court has not snatched the rights of the ED to investigate. It's that simple. So whatever their observations might be against the ED has full right to conduct an investigation. And the same lobby sitting at the bottom of the panel right now, they were supporting Arvind Kejriwal's decision to skip ED summons. Do you remember? They said that he'll be answerable in the court of the public, the people will back him. What happened? He couldn't even win his own assembly. So all these people, you know, from Manojit Mandal to Nikhil Jain to Siddharth Sharma, who think there is some bravado in in having a battle between the legislature and the executive, must understand the public has no appetite for such theatrics. The public wants governance. Nikhil Jain keeps, moving his hand. It's quite distracting. Perhaps he has a memory problem. That's why every night when he comes on television, he forgets he represents the Congress. But Pranesh, my problem, and you highlighted very well in the beginning, is that if today the Chief Minister stops the executive from doing its work, tomorrow the citizens will. And then you'll have a scenario where the legislature is going against the executive, the judiciary is going against the legislature, and the executive is going against the judiciary. It will be total chaos. My simple question is, if Mamta Banerjee feels she's being wronged or her political agency is being wronged, why not approach the court? Why barge into an investigation? She has all the right to approach the court if she thinks that the agencies are being used against her. But why not approach the court? Why come in and snatch investigation-related material? Pranesh, just answer this question. The former DGP is here. If I were to barge in an ongoing raid and snatch some paperwork, what would be the course of action against me legally? What would be the punishment for a common man or woman barging into an ED raid and snatching the material that might be critical to the investigation?
Who do you want this to? Professor Mondal, you want to answer?
No. Why lies the question of barging in? Are those people who are thieves, and she was just looking to her own house to quote Shakespeare. But they came with the intent of stealing things, stealing documents, and they said, "Aao, chori kar lo, hum kuch nahi karenge." What the hell is this? It was her office, the office of the IT cell, which comes under TMC. That this particular company is the long extended arm of the TMC. It was amply clear.
Long extended arm of the TMC. What are you saying? Professor Mondal, what are you saying? Sanju Verma, just 1 minute. Mr. Siddharth Sharma hasn't spoken. एक बार इनसे comment लेता हूँ. आपको तो सबका जवाब देना है. Five people have asked you questions. Siddharth Sharma ji wait कर रहे हैं. Siddharth Sharma ji, I don't know what you are expecting me to ask, but let me just ask you this. When Arvind Kejriwal was arrested, here was a case of a sitting chief minister being arrested. वो भी तो ये कर सकते थे जो ममता बनर्जी ने किया है, पर उन्होंने नहीं किया. He allowed the arrest to happen. He fought the case in court, stayed in jail, got bail, is out on bail.
Yeah. I think, Pranesh, you have raised some very valid points about the constitutional propriety of this whole conundrum that is happening in Kolkata, and I'll answer that in the latter part. But there is a simple saying, when in doubt, depend on data. Now, data shows your neighborhood police station gets 3,500 criminals convicted when it files cases against 6,500 criminals. That's a 55% strike rate. And India's premier investigative agency strike rate on the same 6,500 cases it has filed under BJP rule is less than 1%. Why? Because when it had to arrest Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Lalit Modi for money laundering, it was busy harassing Arvind Kejriwal, Hemant Soren, Mamta Banerjee, Manish Sisodia, and Sanjay Singh, etc. And strangely, till date, ED has never filed a single case against any Congress chief minister, not one. All cases of ED are against non-Congress BJP adversaries. Reeks of some kind of ilu match fixing for sure.
Between Congress and BJP.
Yeah, just the way they came together in Ambernath municipality a few days ago. Didn't they come together? So the sum and substance is that.
Sanju Verma, how does it feel to be teaming up with Nikhil Jain? अब आप लोग एक टीम में हैं. Siddharth Sharma ji has, put Nikhil Jain with the BJP कि ये fixed match है. You respond, ma'am, but एक सवाल मैं सिद्धार्थ जी से पूछ लेता हूँ. सिद्धार्थ जी, ये जो, you're not the first person who's talking about the strike rate. I understand the fascination with strike rates, but you see, अगर आप लोग बोलते हैं देश में डेमोक्रेसी नहीं है, इंस्टीट्यूशंस हाईजैक्ड हैं, हाउ इजी इट वुड बी फॉर द द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ द डे और द डिक्टेटर ऑफ द डे टू हैव 100% स्ट्राइक रेट इफ ही सो डिजायर्स. अगर 50% है तो इससे क्या पता चल रहा है? इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर वर्किंग, दे आर डूइंग देयर जॉब. सो इवन इफ देयर इज अ केस ऑफ वेंडेटा, बट देयर इज जुडिशरी, the ED will have to, present proof. But that does not justify, sir, even if the strike rate is 1%, it does not justify this behavior, what we've seen by the Bengal Chief Minister. Sanju Verma.
Remind the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson that immediately after forming the government, the first thing Bhagwant Singh Mann did was to arrest Manpreet Singh Badal, who was the former Finance Minister of Punjab. He was in Congress and joined BJP later. And Vikram Singh Majithia was also arrested by the Aam Aadmi Party. तब इन्होंने कहा था हम तो सिर्फ कानूनी प्रक्रिया को रिस्पेक्ट करते हुए एक्शन ले रहे हैं. आप करो तो सही है, बीजेपी करे तो you start blabbering about how the ED is a handmaiden of the central government. My second point is this. चलो मान लिया hypothetically that the enforcement directorate is not above board as you people are recklessly alleging. Who gives bail? The bail is given by the High Court or the Supreme Court. Who declares a person innocent or guilty? Not the ED or CBI. It is either the special PMLA court or the High Court or the Supreme Court. Arvind Kejriwal out on bail, Manish Sisodia out on bail, Satendra Jain out on bail, Sonia Gandhi out on bail, Rahul Gandhi out on bail, P. Chidambaram out on bail in INX media scam, Bhupesh Baghel out on bail in the Mahadev betting app scam, Ashok Gehlot son Vaibhav Gehlot out on bail in the recruitment scam. कहने का तात्पर्य ये है, being out on bail does not mean that Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi or Arvind Kejriwal.
No, that's besides the point, Sanju Verma. That's besides the point. Now, Nikhil, 1 minute. You began on the right note. Objectionable hai this conduct by the Chief Minister. What would you tell Mr. Sharma? Mamta Banerjee is saying the BJP government is misusing agencies. Aam Aadmi Party is saying that Congress is handing gloves with the BJP. So answer Siddharth Sharma ji and Professor Mondal both. Kya understanding hai with the BJP?
First of all, I don't know where is he getting these ilu stories from. The Enforcement Directorate has pending cases against Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi. Enforcement Directorate in the past has arrested other leaders from the Congress, former MPs and MLAs. Of course, I don't think the Enforcement Directorate has managed to convict a single Congress leader, just like they've not managed to convict pretty much any politician that they've gone after. And Pranesh, the conviction rate does matter. You can't put 400 people in jail and then 10 years later come down and say, oh, 399 were innocent, we just put them in jail for a couple of years, it's all right, sorry. We will, one person, look at the one person who was convicted, because this is exactly the conviction rate of the Enforcement Directorate. And I'll tell you the problem with the bail provisions of the ED under the PMLA. The PMLA bail provisions essentially say that until and unless I prove as an accused, until and unless I prove in the court that I am innocent, I will practically not get bail, which is why you have the most senior leaders
but the courts have
politicians,
taken a considered view on it. Nikhil, why are you complaining now? Even in the Umar Thali case, look what people said about UAPA. But 2 individuals were denied bail. So, and you are an advocate, I keep, underlining that, because what you say does not go with, what your designation is. Nikhil Jain, political analyst, advocate. Tushar, strike rate.
Again, Nikhil, who represents the Congress, he doesn't tell it, but he represents the Congress, is not answering a simple question. The ED might have a bad strike rate. The ED might have heard some observations against it in the Supreme Court. Does it snatch away the right of the ED to investigate? My simple question. Monojit Mandal is here saying intent hai. Who's Monojit Mandal to decode the intent of the ED? He's a common citizen like the rest of us. He's not a spokesperson of the TMC. He's not an office holder. He doesn't represent the government of West Bengal. So who is he? Who's he to interpret the intention of the ED? Who's anyone to interpret the intention of the ED? It's the job of the courts. Let the court do it. And that is what I'm saying. If Mamta Banerjee genuinely feels her fundamental rights are being, sort of invaded, she has the right to approach the court.
Which is why I began the show by saying what we saw today, we should have seen yesterday. Come out on streets, hold protests, demonstrations. That is the way to go. Faizan Kidwai is coming in. By the way, Faizan bhai, मैं आपको ये बता दूं, आप बता रहे थे अडानी के बारे में और कैसे one company is being favored by the Modi government. You will be happy to know who represented Adani's company in the Supreme Court. One Mr. Chidambaram happens to be from the Congress party. But that's okay, sir. ये सब तो होते रहता है. आप बोलिए.
जी. Okay, see, Pranesh, Tushar was pointing out that how can you stop a government official from working, and how can you barge into, how can somebody barge into while some kinds of raids are going on. So, my dear friend, I would request you to kindly tell us what to do with Mr. Ajit Pawar, because we all saw on video that he was threatening a lady IAS officer a few months back. That was on video. Then it was your Tejasvi Surya, who's the blue-eyed boy of Bharatiya Janata Party. During COVID, this man barges into the COVID war room where he threatens, because he wanted some support from right-wingers, threatens some Muslim workers who are working there.
You are right about this example, Faizan Kidwai. You saw the reception, the public response to these instances. They were both ridiculed, hauled up, publicly slammed.
Sir,
nobody came out to justify.
Question is for Tushar, and at the same time you said, what right do you have to question ED and its intent? Okay, chalo, we don't have the right.
No, you have a right to question the intent, but how can you, assume that this is the intent and let me barge in and get the file? That is what Tushar is saying. You can question everything under the sun, sir. People are questioning Modi's mandate. Rahul Gandhi believes that vote chori karke pradhan mantri bane wo. So you can question as much as you want. We will have to move on. We have another debate to do. Dr. Singh, I'm sorry if you felt bad with the example that I started with. It was not to demean either what you've done in the past or your views. It was only to underline the situation that people perhaps don't understand. That could have been prevented had Mamta got better advice. But let's move on.